vaping with the Ohmies. Vape, 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 vaping with the Ohmies. Welcome everybody, welcome to the show. Let me introduce you to some dudes in case you don't know. First we got Aziz all the way from Kuwait. Always got a point when it's time for debate. Oh my Lanta, some call him Dan. Got the dad jokes in the palm of his hand. Boom Sauce McNasty got his eyes on the news. Got his ear to the streets and he's down for the crew. Next up is Clown, the DIY king. Got a juice line and some coils that sing. Then there's a bear who's smarter than average. Quick with a wit, his name Vapor Swaggins. Then there's the homie, we know him as Frames. And too many guests to remember the names. Together they make up this killer vape panel. So hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Vape, vaping with the Ohmies. 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 Vape, vaping with the Ohmies.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Vaping with the Ohmies. What's in the news, Boom Sauce? Alright, guys. It's that time for Dan's Dad Joke of the Week.
What is going on, Ohmies? Welcome back for episode 35, our last episode of 2019. And can I just say, 2019 was a hectic year. A lot of great things happened, a lot of not so great things happened, but overall, let's just celebrate another year here together on the Ohmies. The first year that we're celebrating on the Ohmies channel, which is pretty awesome. That's something I just actually realized right now. This is the first New Year's episode on our own channel, which is pretty sweet. But of course, as always, I'm joined by all the Ohmies here and a very special guest over this way. Sorry, I'm backwards on my screen. We got my man Ashton in the house, aka Palmer's Powders. You guys already know who he is. Dude, thanks for joining us tonight, man. It's going to be a great show for sure.
Thanks for having me, guys.
All right. So with all that, you guys know how this goes. We usually start off the show with what we are vaping on and all that good stuff, or our vape buffets or buffets or whatever you guys want to call it out there. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and throw it over to Clown. What you got tonight, bro?
Let's see. I was not ready for this. Yeah. Either way, got the tree beard from Mr. Dan was kind enough to hook it up.
Dude, the cool thing, real quick, is now all of the Ohmies in the room right now have Monarchs. How dope is that?
Yeah, been enjoying this thing.
Hell yeah!
I got a gold recoil, DHD drip tip, and in that I got the last bit of Velez that I have.
Ooh.
Like the bottle kicked right before we started the show, so I'm like, that's sad. And then next Passage with the Bestia.
Ooh, that looks familiar.
Yeah, I know, right? Can't wait to finish that review. And in that, I got from Artist Liquids, My Sweet Dragon. And, keep in mind, this is a juice that will never exist ever again. Because
it's gone.
Northwest.
Fucking
that is a Northwest juice.
It is. It's from Washington, bro. No longer exists.
Yep. And then lastly, recoil on the Vert.
Ooh.
And in that, I got some Anarchist Pink.
That is a clean setup right there, bro.
I'm liking it.
Yeah, dude.
Seriously, if you guys haven't seen the sale they have on these, just get on it.
Just
honestly.
do it. It's
great sale.
It's a stupid deal. Like
Yeah.
it really is for the quality of mod that you're getting. It's worth
shit.
the purchase 100%. So who you want to throw it to,
All right,
Clown?
take it away, Pooney.
Okay. I'm sorry, I can't do that. I'm sorry.
I'm wearing a hat. Look at me.
No, because when
He
Because
couldn't
before
even
the
make it
show's-
5 minutes into the show, and he's taking it off.
Does it
I'm
like
not- I'm
tickle
just-
your forehead?
Way
or
to support our
something?
sponsors,
no, I'm
Poon
not
Sauce.
used to having like a hat be like an extension of my head. So like, there's times where the brim just fucking knocks into shit, and without
What
me
are you
knowing,
gonna
but-
knock
Corey,
into?
where's the hat, dude? What?
I
How are you knocking into shit with your hat?
When you're sitting in front of your desk. But anyways, go
Jesus
ahead, Corey.
Christ.
What are you vaping
well,
on,
I hit
bro?
my microphone with it. That was fun.
Put your hat on.
I got
I got
Keen,
it. I got it. We're good.
my Keen with my Blotto. Like they stay together with some Hometown Hero, Red Dream,
You're fired.
and then I got my drone with the beverage.
Barrage.
I know.
Are you sure?
With some Vulcan from our amazing sponsors.
Yay, yay.
And then finally, I got my AF mod with
Ooh.
Jenna. Got inside of there. I got some blah, 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 blah. I mean, blah,
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 blah, blah.
blah, 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 blah.
Bananas.
Yeah,
Yeah.
shit's bananas. And yeah, that's all I got going tonight. What about you, Mr. Ashton? Palmas Patas.
Thomas Pattis. Well, first off, as always, rocking the Mount Alone edition, I don't know, way of a billet box, you know. It's got some red stuff on it. Went with some red. Did the
Ooh, the
little
hardware, huh?
screws and shit. Did the top. And then inside that, I'm just rocking, you know, like a 6-wrap 27 gauge space and a crossbow, and then some B52 from Average Joe's, another Washington juice. It's just a strawberry watermelon hard candy, 12 milligram free base.
Yeah, dude.
Just
Solid.
free base, kids. No
Solid.
salt. And then I stuck the blotto to the side, and I brought out the dang
Dang.
for the
Dang.
green
Oh, look at that.
setup. Went with Ohmies colors.
Looks like a race car, dude.
Dude,
It's so pretty.
That is definitely Ohmies edition right there with the red and black, bro, for sure.
with the red dang.
What
on
the red
top,
dang.
with some blue coil. I don't know, some framed goodness inside. I can't remember. He
Some
just
framed
hooked me up with too much goodness. And then on top of that, bloodbath as usual. It says strawberry red vines, 3 milligram, really good.
Did you see strawberry red vines?
Yeah, 3 milligram from Nick
Twizzlers?
E-Juice.
Quizlet.
It's an Idaho-based company for all of you that don't know. And then
I know.
I'm not vaping on it, but it's for, you know, our man, the unicorn up north himself. I figured I'd bring
Ooh.
it and give you guys a little show and tell.
Look at
Oh,
that, dude.
snap.
Let her spin.
So this is one that you did for the man himself, Trevor of Unicorn, correct?
Yep.
Dude,
Wow.
And then I didn't show everybody, or the world, I should say, what I did to the top. But on the top, we did a little pinstripe on the edge,
oh,
on that bevel, and then
yeah.
white on the letters.
What do you have kids with tiny hands paint those for you?
Yeah, I got a bunch of little minions, bro.
Beautiful.
Dude, killing it, bro. Killing it.
Thanks.
So, what about you,
What?
Swag? What you vaping, bro?
Oh, hey guys. Happy almost New Year, Ohmies. Well, what I'm vaping on is pretty interesting. It's almost as interesting, if not barely as interesting as that beautiful paint job. Sorry, I was just going down a track in my mind and I lost it. I got the Dreamer, the aluminum Dreamer with the Ardent hybrided right on there with a DHD chop top on top, purple rose. I'm still waiting for my purple aluminum cap to like kit this out with a nice black button on the bottom. Inside of that, I have cracked open a bottle of Vulcan
Ooh.
strawberry kiwi, and I am thoroughly enjoying that. It's nice and refreshing and sweet. More kiwi than strawberry, which
Yeah.
I really, really like about that.
I feel like it should say kiwi strawberry instead of strawberry kiwi.
Yeah,
But, you know,
either way,
that's all
delicious.
hearsay. Yeah.
Subjective. Taste is subjective. It does not taste like goose eggs, however. So if you're looking for goose eggs, wrong juice for you.
Yep.
Next, I've got the Warlock's Guardian DNA
Ooh.
250C with my little whatever that is. It's a flaming tiger.
Flaming tiger.
On top of that, I got my matte gold Twisted Messes TM24 Pro. Inside of there, Nazo by Transistor, a delicious grapefruit. And what's the rest with a spoonful of sugar?
Yeah.
Okay. That's what it is. And last, in honor of our special guest, I'm rocking the Delro by Friendly Flipper, the die code 60 all in one.
Dude,
with
that's so sick.
with a Blizzard Chiquita, because if it's not on my billet box, it's on here because it's the comfiest strip tip you could put on one of these guys. I promise you that.
Game.
Yeah. And so what do I have in there? I have Tango Melon. Of course I do. Tango
Solid.
Melon. by
What bread you
Transistor.
rocking?
Solid lineup, bro.
I'm rocking.
Solid.
Oh, thanks. Good question. For all of you out there wondering, I'm rocking the Friendly Flipper Titanium Vaporesso EUC bridge. So it's a mouthful, but it rocks the EUC coils by Vaporesso. And it's glorious. I love those coils. That's me. Who hasn't gone? Anybody?
I think it's just me. Just me.
Dan.
Oh,
my Dan.
That's my
the
fault,
juice
bro.
Gigolo.
That is my fault, bro.
No, you're good.
Continue.
Vert Squad. Got my Vert purple rings, purple heart chap tap with the RDA for vaping. In that I've had kind of a cold and I vaped through Ben and Vulcan already. So I was like, why not crack open some Benthol? So that's very delicious right now. I have Unicorn MDX 3-in-1 with the Dang on top of that with Boule Bolu. Dreamer Ohaha combo with DHD chop top on that with some Turkish cake. Then I got my K-Fun Prime on my Aegis Solo with Burst Peach Ice 24 milligram salt. Take it away, James.
Okay. Now I can go? Sorry, Dan. I apologize, bro. Anyways, I've got my Warlock's Dagger with the Gata RTA by QP Designs. I actually have a Half Moon Mod 510 tip on there. Inside of this, I've got some shout outs to Rescued once again. Some Ben, one of my all-time favorites from Rescued E-Liquid, guys. Guava Lemonade, just delicious. So much so that I just plow through a bottle anytime it shows up. So, gotta love it. Next setup I've got is what you seen in Cloud Check this morning. My OD Green MDX 3-in-1 with the custom Palmas Patas Turk V2 on top of there. Of course, a Get Off My Lawn shout top by DHD, and yeah, some Vulcan by Rescue. We got like three of us vaping Vulcan on the buffet tonight.
I'd
so,
have it if I didn't vape through both
dude,
bottles already.
if that doesn't say anything, guys, it's worth picking up for sure.
So
And my last setup for the night, this was actually something I just got in the mail today. A little late Christmas present from my man M Turk. One of those limited edition Turk V2s on top of the Vert from Unicorn. This thing was already built up, of course, with some of his 27 gauge aliens. I'm guessing. And of course, I had to throw some Turkish Harvest on the inside. And yeah, I think that's gonna be it for me tonight. So with all that, of course, I do want to take a second to just shout out all of our amazing sponsors. You guys have already heard us talk about them quite a bit tonight. Rescued E-Liquid. If you guys haven't, make sure you guys go over to rescuedeliquid.com. Go check them out. Use the code Ohmies. Gets you 10% off your order. You can also use the code BARK20, and that will get you $20 off any order of $100 or more, I believe. So definitely go check them out, guys. They got solid fruit lines like Ben. They've got Vulcan, which is a strawberry kiwi. They have Velez, which is a blackberry cornbread pudding, which is awesome. Vengeance, which is a caramel or banana caramel candy, which is actually pretty delicious as well, dude. Just all of them are pretty solid. And guys, I will say they do have something pretty special coming very soon. So stay tuned over there on their Instagram, over there on their YouTube channel as well, Rescued Reviews. If you guys aren't subscribed, go over there and check them out because they're going to be telling you guys about something coming up pretty soon that's going to be pretty cool. So keep an eye out for that. Of course, we do want to shout out our amazing sponsor, the CBD Dispensary over there in Ohio. You guys can check them out at purecbd1.com. Use the code SHEDTIME, and that'll get you 10% off your order for, I think they've got that going on through till the end of next year, guys. So that's a good to go code. You guys can just use it up as much as you want. Take advantage. If you guys are looking for some CBD products, for, any sort of symptoms you guys might be having, go check them out. They're very knowledgeable there as well. So if you guys are in the Ohio area and go down to their shops, they do have multiple locations. Go check them out. Talk to their staff. They're very knowledgeable and they'll be able to help you out and steer you in the right direction for what you need. For whatever ailments you might have. So, of course, last shout out of the night goes to OPMH. You guys already know the Fountain is one of my all-time favorite lines, Blast Off being my all-time favorite. You can also check out Coated and their Cherry Ice. They also have Watson, which is a award-winning tobacco line, and they also have the Real Dill Custard, which are some very solid custard flavors. They've got a churro custard, a key lime custard, and just their straight original custard as well. Go check them out, guys. They also do wholesale and distribution, so if you guys own a shop or anything like that, you can go check them out at opmhproject.com. So with all of that being said, let's go ahead and get into it, guys. It is that time for our favorite segment, or one of our favorite segments, because we do have quite a few that I do like on the show, but it is time for What's in the News, Poon Sauce.
Okay, this isn't more of sharing what's in the news. God damn it, Swaggins. But this is kind of just an overall question for everybody here. And of course, you can participate in chat as well. With everything that's happened this year with regulation and all kinds of craziness that kind of took us through a loop for a good 2.5 months ever since it started on September 11th. I got a question for you guys, and with everything that you've seen happen with bans going through and then kind of bans getting pulled by judges and all that stuff, what do you guys see happening in 2020 with just seeing the state of how things have been with an entire year now that we have to see what's going to happen? Do you guys have any ideas that you think is going to happen, or possibly if you guys know something that possibly I don't know, or something that the chat doesn't know? So
Tobacco 21 is coming.
I think that. Well, yeah, I think the T21 is already pretty much effective.
Sorry, I don't mean to laugh about it, but I was just trying to break the ice into a heavy subject.
I'm just curious of what you guys think is going to happen in the year 2020 with this industry, because we've had to deal with a lot in the past 2-3 months, and so that being said,
it's hard to say, Poon Sauce, because think about it. We're waiting on to hearing from the president of the United States. We're seeing what the government's going to rule on it. Once that happens, then you're going to see a lot of information coming out and a lot of moves being made from both sides, us reacting, obviously, and them pursuing, state by state. You're going to see a lot of things happen, but it's all going to stem from that ruling from the government, from the president.
And we also got to remember too, guys, when it comes down to it, we still have the PMTAs coming around. Yeah. You know what I mean? So it's the unknown that's going to happen with that too, how that's all going to go down. I feel like it's as shitty as it is to say, we're kind of just at a waiting game right now. All we can do is just continue to do what we've been doing, sending those emails, making those phone calls, continuing to stay active and vigilant. And until we hear something, that's all we can do at this time, I'm hoping, yeah. I'm trying to keep a positive outlook, just as we all should, because this is something vaping is never going to go away. It's not. There's too many of us that are invested in it, and,
it was created by us.
Exactly.
It was created by consumers.
Exactly. This is something that was created by consumers for consumers to help them from a harmful, addiction, and, to help, steer them away from that and have a healthier alternative, and hopefully, ultimately be able to quit if that is what you choose to do. But we just got to continue to fight, and hopefully we can continue to keep this industry going that we created. And at the back end of this, like we said from the beginning, we are going to lose a lot of people when it comes down to it. There are going to be a lot of companies that are just going to cut and run, and aren't going to want to stick it out. But the ones that do are going to be the ones that matter, and the ones that are going to have the right state of mind to guide this industry in a positive and hopefully better way than it has been going now. Hopefully we can think more proactively instead of reactively to things, kind of think about how certain things can go, and we just gotta be smart about what we do from here on out.
On the comments, the Gruff says he worries about it going all underground. Honestly, I agree with that.
In some states,
statement.
it already has. That's the thing too.
Yeah, I know, but at
Kinda
first it
shitty.
won't be too bad, but it's gonna get fucking dangerous as all shit. You think all those people getting sick from those bad THC pods was bad? It's gonna get worse.
Oh, yeah,
And
you're
that's the
gonna get
sad
people.
part, that they're driving it towards a bigger black market.
And that's something that we said from the beginning too, because ultimately when they started doing these bans and all this stuff, that was something that we all kind of seen coming. You know what I mean? They're going to ultimately create a bigger black market than what is already out there, and create a bigger issue out of something that could have been handled better if it was handled directly, instead of going about these
100 years
roundabout
later
ways.
from the alcohol prohibition.
Right?
I think it really kind of boils down to also like really like the states. It really ends up on like our states and like our consumers within the states that really are like how involved are they, how proactive are they in reaching out to their state representatives and keeping their state involved and up to date on the right information, trying to work on the people that are kind of biased or whatever to the subject that it may be. And I think it'll really boil down to that, and then in favor of like the states that are for it and aren't against it. I think those are the states that are going to have the advantages. But then again, it's like also there's two huge things that we have to overcome. Yeah, like we have to deal with the president and what he's going to say, and then like James and everybody else should know, come May, we have to deal with the wonderful FTA. So
Yep.
And if you guys and your juice companies don't have your ducks in order, you guys better be
Well, even then, there's no guarantee they'll pass.
and that
they
too.
made it pretty impossible for your ducks to be in a row through the PMTA process for if you're
All
a
money,
smaller
guys.
company. Oh yeah.
all fucking money.
That's what it all
Like there
boils down
could have
to.
been a reasonable amount of money to do a PMTA, but they just went over and beyond what it needs to cost to fucking test that shit and make sure it gets on the market.
And then the IQOS comes in.
No, let's not even go down that road.
Well, that's just like it's what it is. Like you're seeing what the FDA sides with and what we're
Yeah.
battling with it against is like.
Well, they brought 2 new kinds of cigarettes out with less nicotine in them, so
and those are
less nicotine, all the
More money.
carcinogens, smoke more, people.
Yeah.
How smart was that? That's FDA approved.
You're gonna
Good
have to
job.
smoke twice as
Great
much.
way to get their money back that much faster. You're buying
Yeah.
more.
Yeah, we gotta have to smoke twice as much to get the same nicotine fix
And
and
you
get
will.
twice the carcinogens at the same time. Awesome.
We
But-
can get our blood
Then that
flow
falls
real
into
fast.
health insurance.
Yeah.
I'll fix it.
But anyways, guys, that's kind of a good point that you brought up, Corey. Good talking points. These are definitely things that we need to kind of think about in the back of our heads going into 2020. What are some of the things that we think could possibly happen? What are some things that we could possibly do to help maybe better our industry? These are all things that we need to continue to think about. Like I said at the beginning, we need to continue to stay vigilant, make those phone calls, write those emails, do as much as you guys can just to make sure that your voice is heard. And we just got to continue to fight. But with all of that, let's go ahead and kind of switch gears here a little bit. And let's talk to our guest while we got him here for a minute and talk to him and get a little bit about what he's been got going on. Because I know lately, dude, you've been cranking out some pretty sexy mods, bro. Especially the past few weeks. I know the Stooge Crew's kind of been throwing mods at you like crazy lately. And you've been doing some pretty dope stuff, man.
Well, I heard he gets a lot of
Yeah.
business from Australia, so we're trying to combat that and bring him back to the States for him. So
That's the truth. I don't know. It's been pretty cool. The last couple weeks has been pretty fun in my opinion. Battling with working a couple days at the vape shop or whenever they need me. And then, being a dad and stuff like that too. I got, a couple days with holiday and stuff too. It was like I got like 2 or 3 major good days in, and got some pretty cool stuff coming out. So it's cool. And it really just depends on, like when the customer gives me something and they just kind of like, I want this, or I'm like, what do I avoid or something, just give me a few little ideas, and then I just kind of run with it. And then, ask little snippets here and there, like yes to this, no to that. And
How long you been doing this now?
so like mods, about 6 going on 6 years, but professionally
Okay.
11.
Okay.
And then before that, I did a lot of cool custom work for my brother, Chaz Mataz 316 on Instagram, Chaz Palma.
Dude, he kills it, man. Well, you kill it too, but like when you showed me his work, I was like, okay, so it's a genetic thing.
Dude, his pinstriping is on point, bro.
Yeah, man.
Well, it's just like growing up with him and then watching him become who he is. It's like, I know, it's like I'm lucky to like have that, because it's allowed me to like, oh cool, now I get to love what I do, but like he's also like, I've watched him do the things to get to where he's at, and now I'm like, oh cool, I can kind of follow what he's doing, but I'm in like a totally different realm and industry with like the product that I spray compared to what he does. So it's what I'm doing is like groundbreaking, and like I'm kind of taking what he's doing and just mixing it up.
Nice, man. So like of course, like you said, you've been doing this for quite a while, and like originally, like what were some of the things that you originally were doing? Like were you doing like automotive type stuff? Were you doing like industrial type of work? Like what kind of things were you powder coating that kind of led you into maybe doing a mod here or there?
So like in Idaho where I'm at, like it's kind of a small town, but it's a really big hot rod culture industry. There's a lot of car builders here and stuff like that. And it just stemmed from like, obviously working for my brother doing like Harleys and hot rods and anything you name it, we painted it back in the day, like just custom painting. And then work got slow. I started powder coating, and the powder coating shop that I went to work for ended up being like the best one for like quality work in this area at the time. And at that shop, we got a lot of hot rod work, a lot of wheels, just anything you name it, I pretty much did. And then once I started vaping and stuff, and like kind of just thinking of the idea of powder coating a mod, see if it would be, if it would work. I just tried it one time and it worked, and then it just kind of like never stopped from there.
Nice.
What was the first mod you ever powder coated?
Pretty sure it was a simple mod.
Wait, I thought you showed us a simple mod at one point. Was that like, did you like go into powder coating mods like you would say when you were doing automotive parts, or do you have to kind of think about it a different way to where?
Well,
Like,
for me, it
modify
was
the
like
system.
my brother instilled like this really, at 16, 17 years old, I was like his prepper in an automotive, like in an auto body collision shop, and he was the painter. And like, so I would mask off the car or whatever, prep it to his standards. And like just growing up and like prepping for him, I just became like this like super OCD person. Like if it wasn't perfect to me, I couldn't show it to my brother, and then like that had just instilled into me. And then when I started painting mods, like, it was like the first mod was like the simple mod, and it was pretty simple. It was like I just had to figure out how to not get paint in the 510 and not get paint in the tube where the button housing and threads went. And I was like, okay, that shouldn't be easy. I just used plugs back then. And then it started getting to the point where I was like, you paint it too heavy, you get like bilge from like paint sticking to the plug and the part. And I was just like, this isn't really working right, So I would like tape it off all weird. And then I got sick of taping it. One day I was just like, you know what? I'm going to take the air and I'm just going to blow the inside out. So I blew the inside out, and I could watch the powder move all the way out. And then I would just from there wipe with my finger and stuff, and then go in cleaner with a Q-tip or something if needed. And it's just kind of been like this process that I've learned over the amount of like 10 years of just painting everything from like heat exchanger tubes for diesels to, railings for gates, or like I did these huge like Rolls-Royce airplane motor mounts, like for jet engines, like these huge.
Turbines or whatever.
Yeah, they're just crazy. Like there's pictures of me like standing on like a stool, spraying this thing, and it's like you can see the door in my paint booth, but the door's like, little compared to like what I'm spraying. And it's just, I don't know, I've sprayed the biggest stuff in this area on a powder gun, so to like the littlest stuff, and that's what I'm specializing in now.
Nice.
How long's it? When someone sends you them out, how long does it take you to get it done and sent back to them?
So depending on like what my workload is that week, or like how much stuff's sitting there and I'm already doing stuff, it's usually my goal is 48 hours from the time it shows up. It's blasted, painted, and in the mail on within or before 48 hours, depending on what you want done, or how many you send me. That's my main goal, really. Just because the more time it's sitting in me, it's more time wasted. Time is money, and that's the thing. If I'm not getting it back and forth in a timely manner, then it's not good for the consumer, and it's not good on my end either. Because I'm a consumer at the end of the day too. I like my stuff pretty quick.
Right.
And we're painting tubes, you guys. You got to think like, I mean, granted, yeah, this is two different colors. Like you have to blast it, blow it out, and then I have to spray it silver, flash it, pull it out, cool it off, spray it red, pull it out, cool it off, and then spray the black, and then wipe and do all my magic to it. It took quite a while, but still, it was like, I mean, granted, this only took me like, I want to say, an hour plus at the most. If you don't count cure times and stuff.
Yeah.
And it's fun, it's like, it's not a painstaking thing, you might drop something, or you might do something like, cool, just calm down, blow it off, and then just start from where you were at. It's kind of cool. It's not like liquid. You're not in these crazy time frames that you have to deal with liquid.
Yeah, so like when it comes down to like doing like a coating for somebody, and they do kind of like I did with you, and we're just kind of just give you like a rough guideline of like what we want, like just like maybe just colors or something like that. How do you kind of come up with like what sort of design you're gonna do on it? Is it something that you just look at it, see the colors, and then it just kind of comes to you, or is it something that happens as you're going?
It's kind of a mixture of both, dude. Like, that's like the cool thing about what I do, like I'm lucky enough to do what I do, but down to it, like somebody hits me up and it's full blown conversation. Like, I mean, granted, that's kind of like the hard part about it is like, there's a lot of talking that is involved. It's kind of like a step-by-step basis. And like at first, you give me an initial idea, and then I'll think about it just kind of in my head for a minute. And then I'll spit back an idea of what I think, or what I think a person can understand, or what I understand. And then we just go from there. And then as I take you through the steps, then, I show you the base, and then this, and then it just kind of adds. And then if I think something's going to look better and I think they'll freak out about it and think it's cool, then I'll usually just do it.
Sorry about that. I'm just sitting here checking chat.
There's
a lot of people out there in chat saying, man, I need to send something to Ashton. I needed to send something to Ashton. Like Johnny Drip says he needs to send you his Odin. Because, dude, that was one of the coolest coatings I think I've seen you do, too, is what you did with that Odin, man. Because, like, that thing's, like, next level. Because you got, like, the purple, and then you got, like, the crazy splatters, like, inside of the vents. And, like, it's...
Yeah, so the Odin was that was, like, a 3-day process. Because, like, at first, like, it was like getting it apart, and then like dealing with the anxiety of like having everything, making sure you're not losing all the screws and stuff. Like, it's like surgery, and then you're not making sure you're like messing up the board or any screws, because I've done that to a few billet boxes shamefully. And so like then I made sure I'd like put it all back together a way that it went back together, and then plugged everything and taped everything off. So like when you open the mod, it's still the stock trim color of what that mod came to me as. So like the inside doesn't look like anything's been touched. And then at that point, I take it all apart, take all the tape off it again, blow it all out, retape it all, and then I start my base color. And then I got to do that on like there was like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces to just that box. So it was like I had to spray the box and make sure I was like, I sprayed it a candy color at first, so, and purple's really tricky. You don't want to go too much because it'll just go blue.
Wow.
And
Well,
then,
that's I'm sure something that you learn with time too. Is like how are there specific colors that change on a palette?
yeah, and then I was just like, I asked him because he was like, oh, I just want it purple, and I'm like, so I did it purple, and I'm like, this thing looks way too naked. You know what I mean? And I'm like, what other colors do you want? And he's like, green and pink. And I'm like, okay. And then I just went from there. And then after I did the vents, I was like, oh man, I got to do the buttons pink and then splatter them with some green. It just kind of, I don't know, like abracadabra and old 80s pop, like cool music just plays in my head all day when I'm painting retro colors.
Johnny Drips is out there in the chat. He's like, it's okay, Ashton. I got money. He's
Okay.
like, I could send you one of my billets too.
I seen he followed me the other day.
As
Yeah.
everyone should. If you're
Yeah,
in chat
if
and
you're not-
following Palmer's Powders, do yourself a favor after the show. Go to IG and follow it. And what was your brother's again? Because I'm going to ask you after the show, but I want to follow
Chasmataz 316.
because I got this plain white stormtrooper helmet over here that is gonna need some love very
He's probably
soon.
watching, or like one of my nephews is probably watching.
Nice. Let me see here. So, dude, one thing that I'm super stoked about is I know the Ohmies here know, but I just recently sent out another mod to you just recently.
Can we tell the story about
Dude,
this?
can we tell the story?
I feel James
I
is
have
just gonna
not
start
heard
buying stuff and have it shipped to your house. And
No,
then get it
dude.
done
Well,
and then
here's
send
the
it
story.
back.
This is the reason why I have another mod being coded. Because
I know,
all right,
yeah.
here's the story, guys. So originally, I've been talking to Ashton back and forth for a while now, and I wanted to get my Kennedy Ruby 21 coded. And so, like, finally, we got it all figured out or whatever. I was like, sweet. You sent me the address. I sent it out to him. You know, I thought everything was golden, right? So I'm sitting there. It's been like a week or so, and I hit up Ashton. I was like, hey man, so did it ever show up? And he's like, no, dude, no, I don't have any packages at the shop or anything. Nothing showed up. I was like, okay. He's like, well, I'll go check at the post office or whatever. He went and checked at the post office, nothing. So I literally thought that my Kennedy just disappeared, bro. Like someone, stole it off the doorstep, or like the mailman opened it up and knew what it was and was like, sick, I'm gonna keep this. I totally thought that I just had to write this thing off, right? So a couple more weeks go by. It's about like 3.5 weeks or whatever since I sent it to him. So at that point, I was like, you know what? Screw this. I'm gonna send out my vert because I needed to get something coded. I needed to have a Palmer's powder coating. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna send you my vert. All that's done. I get the vert back. I'm absolutely loving it. And then all of a sudden, it was like, I don't know, about a week and a half ago. I'm just sitting here. My sister walks in. She like tosses this box at me. As soon as it hits me in my hands and I look at the box, I instantly recognize this box because it is the same exact box that I sent the Kennedy to Ashton in. So I'm like, what the hell? What's going on here? It's got like a handwritten address on it and all this stuff. So I open it up, check, everything's there, no problem. Then all of a sudden, like a little sticky note falls out. I read the sticky note and it says, no one here by that name. I've lived at this address for 6 years, like exclamation points. And it's I got a couple dots. He's like, just sending this back because it's the right thing to do. Merry Christmas. Like,
Hell yeah.
how dope is that? Like, so apparently it either just got delivered to somebody else's house or something like that, or I screwed up the address when putting it in, and it got shipped to somebody. They got it. They opened it. We're like, wait, this isn't mine. And instead of just saying screw it and keeping it, they literally were like, you know what? Someone's probably going to miss this. I'm going to send it back. And dude, how awesome is that? Like you usually when something like that happens, you totally just write it off and call it a loss. Like I was totally never expecting to get it back.
Yeah.
So ultimately ended up coming back. And like, as soon as it got here, I texted Ashton. I was like, Ashton, bro, you'll never guess what just showed up at my house. And without even blinking, bro, he like, as soon as he read the text, he put the Kennedy, all exclamation points. I was like, yeah, dude. He's like, well, you know what that means, bro? We're going to have to send it back, dude. So I just, dude, I I was so devastated because that ruby was something I actually really, really enjoyed. I was super stoked about getting it coated by Ashton. It was like it was a low serial number too. I think it's like number 15.
15. I
Yeah.
was tripping on that today, dude.
Yeah, I was like, oh, dude, that sucks, man. So, anyways, long story short, I get it back. It gets sent back out to Ashton, and he does his magic on it. And I was hoping, I almost wanted to tell you just to wait and send it back tomorrow, but at the same time, I was like, I kind of want to have this like as soon as possible. So I was just like, it's cool. But
yeah, I jumped in the mail today.
I'm super excited because I'll be unveiling that one at the first episode of the new year right here on the Ohmies, because it is my Ohmies inspired Kennedy Ruby 21, and I'm super stoked to show that off. But yeah, man,
I gotta ask.
crazy story.
Ashton, how old are you? I feel like we have someone underaged on our show, and we should really address this at this moment.
I just shaved. Sorry,
dude.
you
I've
guys.
seen you like 4 times, and I haven't seen a hair on your face. So I need to ask, how old are you? Are you able to be here with us tonight?
Okay, so I was born on August 31st, 1991. I'm 28 years old.
All right, you
Dude,
look very young.
me and you are only a week apart, bro.
No way.
Swear to God, September
Are you in
7th.
August? Oh, sweet.
All right, so
God,
if
dude.
anyone in chat was looking at it like, do we check his ID? He's
Hey,
good.
I
He's
bet you
good.
if I shaved, I'd look just that young, bro.
I got 2 kids, man.
That dude, that's the funniest thing.
Dude,
okay,
you could be an 18-year-old and have 2 kids. Let's
Hey,
be real.
no,
right
the-
now,
I'm
okay?
Hispanic. I know that to be
the
true.
funny thing is because we had Ashton on the green room a couple weeks ago, and when he came on, you know, Mama Janklin, if you guys don't know who Mama Janklin is, she watches all the shows and stuff like that. And like after the show or whatever, I'm sitting there talking to her, and she's like, "Hey, so how old is that kid?" Because I was like, he didn't look old enough to be on there, and all of a sudden I see those 2 kids. I was like, yeah. I was like, he's my age, Mom.
All right. We're good. I feel better now.
Yeah, it's with the whole, you know,
We're talking about the T21, and I'm like, dude,
Yeah.
is this kid supposed to be on here? Like,
Yeah, is
maybe
he
we should
even-
ask the question.
So anyways, we are running down to about the last 20 minutes of the show, and with this being the last show of the year, I feel like maybe we should talk about some of our favorite things of the year, coming down to maybe a favorite Ohmies moment that you guys might have, to like maybe one of your favorite products, and maybe a favorite liquid. We'll do like 3 things. So favorite Ohmies moment, favorite like liquid you tried this year, and like maybe your favorite product. And it could be anything. It could be an RDA, a mod, any sort of situation like that. So I'm gonna throw it off to Poon Sauce first. What would be one of your favorite Ohmies moments, and then just go down the list after
And you
that.
can't pass it forward like you always do.
Yeah.
Just go.
Ohmies fucking moment.
You got a whole year to think on, dude.
I have so many just
Spent,
from.
yeah, you spent
a
a lot of
week
time
listening.
observing. You're
You
the
traveled
you
a
know-
lot and was with a lot of Ohmies this year, so you should have
Ah,
plenty of memories.
Well, like if I had to pick one like that I could think of right off
Which
the
you
bat,
do.
I wasn't like at their house for the Ohmies, but I was at his house for the stew, which is when I went. It was MVE weekend in New York when I flew up to see Swaggins before we went to get to drive down Nick, and then Nick drove us to New York. So just whenever I see Swags in his spot, I could just know like I sat right next to him at one point, and just that stew was just full of bullshit because we had to mute the mic 1,000 times because me and him just couldn't stop laughing at some random bullshit.
yeah,
that just came
you.
up. Yeah,
And the fact that you left your phone at the airport.
we'll not talk about that. Let's
All
talk.
right, fair enough.
All right, so that's your favorite moment.
And
Yeah,
then favorite mod.
or favorite product. It could be a mod. It could be an RDA, RTA.
I would say
anything.
since I've probably used this more and like since I've got it than pretty much anything right now, the Keen, man. It's just the Keen and the
Solid.
Blotto. It's like my go-to setup.
Nice.
Really, I like it that much. And for liquid, I would have to go with because it completely took me off guard, and because Dan, I don't know what kind of voodoo magic fucker he had in that setup. It didn't taste right when I tried it, but
We've already talked about it.
I
I
bought a
did
bottle-
re-wick. It still tasted good to me. So
It
I
tasted
handed
like
it off to
cheese
you.
feet.
and it
Tasted
was
amazing.
Bule Bolu. It was
Cheese stick.
yeah.
I was gonna say.
Yes.
But this year was kind of crazy.
It was a whirlwind, man. That's for sure.
Yeah, it was a lot of stuff going on. It was a lot to take in, a lot of new experiences, and be able to experience them with my brothers here on the panel.
We made history together, Poon Sauce.
Yeah. Wait, we did?
DC, bro.
Oh, yeah, right.
One unforgettable night of passion.
Got already.
Well, I think whenever we're on a stream, we're making history because this just shows unification and
All
how
right.
this community can grow.
Way to get sappy on us, Corey.
I thought you were
Go
gonna
ahead and
talk about
pass
the two.
pass
I
it
thought
on.
to talk about the two beautiful mustaches on the panel.
Yeah.
I'm going to pass it
That's
to
history right there.
Mr. Dan on my Danta.
My favorite memory was NVE this past year, Mohegan Suns. There's so many great memories from that, but I think my
Choose
favorite is when we took the picture when we all got there, and Eric Vinyl and Vapor made the comment about the Bread Zeppelin stuff, and then we had the smoke alarms go off and 7 fire trucks show
Choose
up.
one, bro.
Dude,
Choose
all
one.
of that is one. They all coexist together.
Okay.
They all coexist
One
together.
giant moment.
Red Zeppelin was one of my favorite things from this past year. And then what was the other things? Juice and what
product.
else? Juice. He took Bole Bolu from me. I'm
Dude.
Ben from Rescued.
Solid.
It's always gonna stay with me.
You took mine.
It's so good. I'm sorry, dude. He stole mine, so I gotta steal yours. It's so good. And then product. I've been rocking this for months now. The Ohaha by Johnny Drips and Heavy Metal Vapor. This thing is legit. I love it.
Nice.
And I will use it always. I love you, Johnny Drips. # bubble farts.
# bubble farts.
And I'll pass it off to Asso Wagons.
Oh, hey, I said bubble farts and it came to me. Sociology experiment, check. Basically, I've been thinking about it and I agree with how many. I mean, it just all, it kind of, it emanates from NVE Connecticut. It's like seeing you guys all in person. Clown showing up in the driveway when there was just the four of us. And we literally were just like, it would be really great if Clown could be here. Obviously, Aziz, you didn't expect it because he lives in a desert and, it's really hard to get out of the desert if you can't swim in sand. I don't know where I was going with that. Basically, he's not here. He's not here to like bicker back. So I was kind of like walking with one leg. Anyways, so Clown coming up in the driveway and then having everybody there. And
dude,
that was my favorite moment.
And
the pudding master chair. Off. Yeah, and the pudding master chair.
Dude, the pudding master. We all know who the pudding master is too. Pudding sauce.
Pudding sauce McNasty.
He stole my Stratum Zero.
Dude, he did. He stole it and hid it under his pillow the entire weekend.
That's my new favorite. All right, I understand this world you live in, Dan. I understand it now way more than I did before.
Pick one, Swaggins.
Yeah,
Pick one. It's all connected, man.
My fucking Stratum Zero mod disappears for like 24 hours. Everybody in the house is searching for it. Even Grim Green himself was searching for it. Like everybody was searching for it for me. And
we tore that house apart too.
Like 6 hours later or whatever, I go upstairs, or I don't know. We were like, did anyone check like just random shit that you check? And it's under fucking Poon Sauce's pillow.
Yeah, me and Swags go up to the room and start searching around again. Like we're like, it's got to be in
pillow.
here.
I'm like, Swags, I found your fucking Stratum.
Yeah, it was under his pillow, and we came to the conclusion that Corey thought that if he put it under his pillow, that the mod fairy would come and give him another one, and that way he could have one too.
That was a good one for sure.
Yeah. And I'm gonna pass it off to.
Wait, did you do your favorite liquid and product?
Oh yeah, liquid.
Yeah.
Tango melon.
Yeah, dude.
Tango melon.
Who would have thought like this? Like as long as we've been doing, not as long as we've been doing the Ohmies, but from the first Ohmies episode, I wish I could go back. That's how long I've been vaping this and I'm just surprised I have not gotten sick of it yet. It just hasn't been ruined for me. And favorite, I mean, in all honesty, I've been rocking so many different variations of stuff, but I've been rocking the shit out of the Jenna on the cycloid, like since July, it's just been always a thing that I have set up because I really, really enjoy the performance and the vape experience I get off of this specific setup. So I'm going to say the Jenna and the cycloid version 2.1. That's my favorite mod and Addy
Nice
combination of 2019. And I'm going to pass it off to Clown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Favorite memory? Yeah, it's still MVE. I'm like, I had a blast with you guys in Houston, but MVE was so much better because I got to meet you guys in person for the first time. I'll say that picture that James used last week for the thumbnail. That moment that happened right before that was the best.
yeah
Corey trying to get on top of us and we're calling him fat and all that.
Dude, that fucker jumped on my leg.
Yeah.
Like he's some 5-year-old jumping on Santa's lap. Like,
Yeah.
bitch, you like I didn't throw you
Dude,
off the couch.
can I
Are
just
you
say
serious?
can I say too, my favorite part of that picture is Clown's socks.
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody commented on the
That's my
on the
favorite part of
post.
that. That's our Ohmies Christmas card too.
Those are St. Patrick's Day socks. We were there for St. Patrick's Day weekend.
Like next year, I feel like we need to send out Christmas cards and use that as our Christmas card.
That's probably why we got away with it so leniently. Like when the firefighters came, I remember I was talking to the guy that came inside to reset the panel, and I was talking to him on the way out, and he's like, "Hey, have a beer for me," and then left. And I was like, "That was cool of him." He didn't even associate that.
I
It's
knew it
just
was
like,
a house party.
It was like all the stars aligned.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of people in our mansion, our haunted stooge mansion. There was a lot of vapor in there, and a lot of fire trucks.
A lot of
I feel like a dick, but what was his name again? Hometown Hero guy? What's his name again?
Oh, Sherlock.
Sherlock. Yeah, when he had
Kenny?
the shower caps on his head.
Just walking around.
Like you just got out of the shower and shit.
Oh.
That was a good one. So what about favorite product, Clown?
I don't know. I know I just got this, but I'm really digging this guy right here.
That vert, bro.
The vert.
Yeah,
Squad.
Yeah.
solid. Don't blame me on that
It's
whatsoever.
hard, dude. I like how sleek it is. It's just nice.
It's one of the best mods for the price you can get unicorn
Oh, yeah.
stuff for.
Oh yeah, definitely. Then juice, I'm gonna go Carango transistor. Really,
Caramel
like Velez has
mango.
become my new all day, but this still wins me over.
Nice. So what about you, Ashton? Do you have
What's your
a
favorite Ohmies moment?
well,
when
you
they had to find a Kenny.
know, selfish and say just really like the buildup of this year for me has been like a crazy year from coming to where I was at and then jumping headfirst into doing this. And I mean, come on guys, like who in their right mind is gonna just paint mods for a living? And I took it on full swing and it's been working out. And then to top it off, you guys made my year. We got on the green room and then now we're vaping with the Ohmies. So it's
dude?
been a fucking ride, for me
Good.
at least, just a little small town kid
Hey,
up in the
well,
middle of nowhere.
we're glad we could be a part of the ride with you, bro. For
Again,
sure, man.
people, he's 28. All right. Don't let the insane kid fool anyone.
It's
He's
a figure of
28. We
speech.
do not have a child on our stream. Okay. Thank you.
Roll the bumper.
Roll the bumper.
Yeah.
It's just his ID that rolls by, just like, see?
Yeah.
I told you.
And then my favorite products, I'm like 2 years too late, but definitely the Dreama.
So good.
And then anything with the Dreamer on top is really good in my opinion. And then I would say Asgard Vert with the Blotto too. So like those are like my three bangers. And then as always, billet
Yeah.
box. That's gonna go in my casket when I die, or if I get burnt, or whatever they're gonna do to me into this gross body when it's all done with. That better be with me. And then as usual, always Bloodbath. I've been vaping it for 5 years now, and I probably will never stop
Nice,
as long as
man.
I can keep on making it.
So I guess it's my turn now, huh? Favorite Ohmies moment. Man, there's so many, dude. There's so many. Coming down to like the first episode on the channel, on our own channel, to, the amazing, partnerships that we've made throughout the year with like OPMH and Rescued and, just everybody, man. It's been insane. It's been a wild ride, but like it's hard for me not to say like NVE. You know what I mean? Like, one of my favorite moments too is when we were literally sitting in the the little den area with the TV, watching The Departed. You know, doing like a, because we do Discord Let's Watches on the weekends. If anybody knows what a Let's Watch is, it's pretty much we all pull up like whatever we're gonna watch, whatever stream or video or whatever. We all count to 3 and press play, and we all just hang out in like a Zoom room like this and just like watch a movie or like some TV show or something like that. And it was just like, it was that just brought into like us being in person, and that's where Chad Chatterson was born.
Chad Chatterson. Oh god.
And that right there
This
is probably
story-
one of my favorite moments.
So good.
You know,
Marty the one man party, dude.
Yeah. So that's probably gonna be, there's so many, but like that moment right there with us just sitting on the couch. You know, we got Dan, Corey, Swags, Clown. I think Clown showed up while we were watching The Departed.
Yeah, I showed up like halfway through or something.
Yeah, so that moment right there was probably one of my favorite Ohmies moments, because that's when we're almost all of us Ohmies were together at once. And dude, for sure, it's gonna be that.
What'd you guys all do when you first met each other? We watched The Departed.
Yeah, watch The Departed, kid.
Watch The Departed, and Swaggin's got a prank phone call from some guys in India.
Dude, as far as products for me, if I'm going to go with a mod, dude, my favorite, the Vert, dude. It's hard not to say it's one of the mods that I literally have not been able to put down. I always have 2 of them set up. That's how much I like it. You know what I mean?
The button's so nice.
The Odium as well on top. It's just a solid setup. The RDA for vaping has been my favorite RDA of the year. For just me personally, just for my vape style. I love it so much. I already own all 3 colors. So that's going to be that. And I don't even think I have to say my favorite liquid. Because if you guys don't already know what it is, then you obviously don't watch this show.
Can I guess?
Original Sin Sweet
Fountain?
Nipples.
Blast off.
Blast off. All day, every day, 20 bottles deep and not slowing down. Blast off all day, for sure.
Dude, Blast Off and Coated are
Dude,
phenomenal
for real.
juices. I'm out of them. I'd buy more, but I'm in Band, Massachusetts.
Dude, you remember how stoked I was when I found out that we were partnering up with OPMH?
Yeah, dude.
I like lost my shit. I was like, dude,
It's almost like
Blast
if I
off
partnered
all
up
day.
with Transistor.
Yeah,
that would
exactly.
that would be like the equivalent.
I lost my shit. I was super stoked.
Corey, make it happen.
So that was a cool little, reminiscent over the year. Of course, real quick, I do want to say if you guys watched the episode last week, we were doing a little bit of a gift type situation, and all you had to do was send us an email, and that would be your entry sort of thing. So what we're gonna do here is we ended up picking 2 people from the email here, guys. So let me go ahead and pull this up, and I'm just gonna go ahead and drop the. Okay, pardon me if I totally just butcher your last name here. One of you guys might need to help me with this if I don't get it. But Justin, what did we say it was before?
I don't know. Cecilio? Studio.
What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna go ahead and drop the name in chat, and then you guys can help me figure out how to pronounce this. But Justin is gonna be one. So I'm terrible with names, guys.
Cicerelli, dude.
Cicerelli, that's right, Cicerelli. So Justin Cicerelli and Joshua Apathy Miller. I know I see you in chat quite a bit as well. You 2 people, send us another email. Get in contact with me. Send me your information. Send me a picture of your ID and all that stuff. That way we can make sure that that's all taken care of, and I'll get that sent over to Nick over at Rescued. Also, when you do that, pick 2 liquids from the Rescued line. Whatever 2 that you would like to try, put that in that email and send that on over. And then as soon as we get that information, we'll get that all taken care of and get those sent out to you guys. I want to just thank everybody for hanging out with us and just supporting us throughout this 2019 year. I know it's been hectic. It's been a crazy, crazy roller coaster, but I'm super glad to see that all you guys are still hanging out with us in chat. You guys make this show what it is. Otherwise it'd just be us coming and talking to each other, which we do already without a show. So you guys just make it that much more fun getting to hang out with you, getting to interact with all you guys out there in chats. Of course, Ashton, dude, thank you so much for coming in and telling you a little bit of your story and stuff like that. We'll definitely have to grab you back on, in the future whenever you got something cool coming up, because I know there's something cool happening in 2020 with Palmer's Powders, from what I understand. Something a little different.
Yeah. Some
Full body paint?
No,
Yeah.
there's gonna be there's a website coming, so
Yes.
Nice,
so I
dude.
don't have to. You guys don't have to be scared to message me or figure out how to deal with me. You'll just be able to go to my website, click, and then you'll be able to click like a certain format of what you want, and then just kind of give me a little description of color and whatnot, and then
Good to go.
add it to the shopping cart, and on your way, we go.
Nice, man. So definitely stay tuned for that, guys. If you guys haven't, go follow him over there on Instagram. He also has a Facebook group as well, Palmer's Powders. If you guys put that in the little search bar in Facebook, you can check that group out. You can join it, come hang out. If you already have some Palmer's Powder stuff, throw up some hand checks. We want to see what you guys are rocking. It's a community over there, guys. So you guys will be hearing about stuff from the Ohmies over there because, Ashton's kind enough to let us drop a link. So you guys can catch us over there as well. Dude, like I said, Ashton, it's been just an absolute pleasure getting to actually meet you and talk with you and getting just a mod coded by you, bro. It's an honor and a pleasure, man. I'm super stoked about this. Can't wait for that Ohmies edition Ruby 21 to show up, man. Super
Can't
stoked.
wait either.
So with that, anybody else want to say to the people out there before we wind out?
Happy New Year.
I do have a dad joke for him.
Well, here's your time, Dan. I gave you the floor.
I like the introduction. You
Okay.
always give me.
Well, with that being
I
said,
need some dad jokes in this bag of young dad jokery that I don't got apparently.
Yeah.
yeah. Well, it is
You're
time,
17,
guys.
You don't have no dad jokes. I'm just kidding. He's not 17 yet. Again, read the disclaimer.
All right. Do you want to do your dad joke or not, Dan?
Yes.
Okay. It is time for Dan's dad joke of the week.
Boobs.
So I was looking at my ceiling. Not sure if it's the best ceiling in the world, but it's definitely up there.
I'm glad.
It almost hurts. I'm
man.
around.
Well, anyways.
God damn it! I wish I.
Hey, Happy New Year, everyone. 2020, the dad jokes will not get better. I can make that guarantee.
Yeah. Make that
Thank
a
you for
guarantee.
that.
So of course, guys, stay tuned for Poon Sauce McNasty. If you guys aren't subscribed to him, 2020, him and Sean are coming back strong for what's in the news with the whole new revamp type show situation. So definitely stay tuned for that. Of course, if you guys aren't already, you better be subscribed to Mr. KVTV over here, dropping the reviews, doing the Wolf Bite podcast, the vlogs, and all that shit. Just go over there, go check him out, show him some love, support the fam. That's what we're about here. Community growth. So with all that being said, we're going to end this as we always do, guys. I want to wish you guys all a happy new year. We'll see you guys 2020, sending out all those positive vibes. Crisp high fives. Let's just vape on, y'all.
Safe.
I still like saying